I have with me the Honorable Ministers of Works and Housing and Interior, and I'm going to stand in for the Honorable Ministers of Education and Aviation to give you the outcome of today's Federal Council resolutions. So I will start with the Honorable Minister of Interior, since he has only one memo. You have only one, too. So we have please start with the Honorable Minister of Interior to please let us brief us on what was approved.
Gentlemen of the press, good afternoon. The Federal Executive Council today approved the repeal of the old 60-year-old Fire Service Act, CAP F29, LFN 2004, and instead, the Council approved the enactment of the Federal Fire and Rescue Service Establishment Act 2022, which is meant to bring into currency the operations and professionalism of the Federal Fire Service in its delivery of service to Nigerians and establishments in Nigeria as it is expected. And with this act, that the Attorney General is required to process and present to the National Assembly for review and ultimate passage. We expect that the law, when eventually passed and approved by the President, will help in improving the capability and capacity of the Federal Fire Service professionally and in capacity development. That is it. I thank you for your attention.
Good afternoon. The Ministry of Works and Housing presented one memorandum, and it was for the rehabilitation of the 91.94 kilometer Kashimbila Takum Chachangi Road in Taraba State. Council approved the proposal by the ministry to award the contract for the rehabilitation of this road in the sum of 66.983 billion naira in favor of Mrs. FEC Construction Company. Thank you very much.
Education and Aviation. I will start with the memorandum of the Honorable Minister of Education. The Honorable Minister of Education sought approval from Council for the award of contracts for the provision of satellite-based education system for 109 e-learning centers across 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. The contract is for a sum of 964 million naira, and it's in favor of Mrs. NAS Navigation. The purpose of the memo is to provide each senatorial district in the country with e-learning provision. Each state has 3 senatorial districts and the Federal Capital Territory has one central district. That works makes it 109. And it means the scope of the project is the provision of a satellite-based education system for about 4,360 users in the 109 senatorial district, and it will include installation of 109 receiver satellite unit modem and antenna in 3 schools in each state, installation and provision of 109 last mile server in 3 schools in each state, connecting up to 100 end device, installation of 109 solar unit for receiver terminals, and deployment of 4,360 Android tablets. The memo was approved by Council. The Honorable Minister of Aviation presented 2 memos. One was for the award of contract for the upgrade of 12 airports tower voice communication and control system radio for Akure, Benin, Calabar, Ibadan, Ilorin, Jos, Minna, Owerri, Sokoto, Yola, Kaduna, and Enugu air traffic control towers. The contract was in favor of Mrs. Bana Worldwide, and for a sum of 9.98 billion naira, with the completion period of 13 months. As you are aware, NAMA, which is the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, has a statutory mandate to enhance safety and security of the Nigerian airspace. And it's in line with this that it's sought to upgrade 12 airport control towers, voice communication and control system. This is because the existing control tower facilities currently in use in the 12 airports are aged and obsolete in some cases. Hence, the urgent need to upgrade the facilities to enhance their capabilities for better performance in conformity with technological advancement and industry best practices. In the same vein, the Ministry of Aviation also sought and obtained approval for the award of contract for the procurement and installation of airfield lighting Category 3 instrument landing system in Lagos, Abuja, Katsina, and Port Harcourt airports. Because once again, this has to do with safety. The contract, the memo was approved and contract was awarded in favor of Mrs. Clobesley Pro Project Limited in the sum of 14,036 million naira. Like I say, this is once again a bid to carry out statutory mandate of developing and managing all relevant aviation facilities and services for safe, secure, and efficient carriage of passengers and goods. And this actually has been necessitated by the increase we have witnessed in recent times in traffic, in the passenger volume in these major airports. I thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Channels and others. The update is that the manhunt is on, and we are in hot pursuit of those we suspect to be responsible for the carnage in the war. I thank you.
I'll start with the last. I think the last question is about. Pardon? Yes, Malibu oil. Yes, Malibu oil. I also read the judgment, Malibu oil, and and I think strangely enough, the judge said we were not able to establish that we lost $1.7 billion. But also read further that the lawyers say they have studied the judgment and they would take the appropriate step, whether to appeal or not. The Gloria, you asked about the cabinet. I think Mr. President, when he finds it appropriate, he would fill in the vacancies. And then the other question has to do with the ASU strike. Now, I think if I remember this e-learning, I think it has to do more with primary school, It has to do with primary school, it's not about university. And I don't think because we're having challenges with the university, lecturers, we should stop, primary school students or secondary students from, continue with their education. And I wish that the ASU issue is as simple as many of us think it is. I don't think it's that simple, but I want to assure you that a lot is going on behind the scenes. And I think probably the Minister of Education will be in a better position to give you the details. But like any government, if we're not concerned, we'll not set up all the committees we have been working on. If we're not concerned, we'll not be looking for means to even assuage the feelings of the union. We're worried, we are concerned, and we'll continue to work towards, finding an early resolution of the problem. Yes. Yeah. I think whether it's ISWAP and whether it's not, I don't think that is the issue really. The issue is that it ought not have happened, and the security is doing its best to ensure there will be no repeat of it. The federal government has access to a lot of information and intelligence reports. And I want to say that saying it was ISWAP must have been based on their intelligence reports. But like I said, it's irrelevant whether it is ISWAP or not. It is regrettable, and the government will continue to ensure that the perpetrators are found and that we'll do everything to ensure there's no repeat. Thank you. Thank you very much.